Right guys, officially 5 weeks out. It's getting close now. In the last 12 days, I've been pushing pretty hard, but today I'm due a refeed. So I'm gonna spend, today's Saturday the 31st of August, I'm gonna carb up today. It's gonna be 750 grams of carbs, and then I'll reassess in the mornings. But I do know that today and tomorrow I will be feeding up. You can see in that check-in video that I am flat. Conditions improving, but like the tone of this prep for me was to make sure that I didn't get stringy. I didn't flatten out, that I held on to the delts, because it's so important when you get on stage, whether it's bodybuilding or men's physique, you want to have that roundness. And if you lose that roundness by sitting too flat for too long, it's very difficult to get that back once you lose it. So yeah, I'm really determined to maintain that fullness. Obviously in between times I'm digging hard, and Monday I'll be pushing really hard again. In fact, my cardio will go up a little bit, my food will come down a little bit. So before each, hard push for additional fat loss, I do just feed up just to make sure I've got something in reserve so that I don't get, 3 days into next week and already I've flattened out massively. So I kind of like preempt that that's going to happen by filling out today, but I also need it anyway because the last 12 days have been hard. Prep's really kicking in now, but in a good way. I'm not complaining. It's what needs to be done. It's what's allowing me to, achieve new levels of condition. But with that being said, today 750 grams of carbs, and this is something I don't normally do. I don't typically have a refeed on a training day. I normally have it on a rest day because it's just one day out of the week. And I find that when you're not expending any energy, you're not doing cardio, you're not training, you're able to really fill the body out. So I typically do my high days on a rest day. However, with it being Saturday and Sunday, it is going to land on a training day. So today I'm training shoulders. I do typically train legs on a Saturday, but I did hurt my shoulder earlier in the week on Monday. Had to take a couple extra rest days. I got some tissue work done. I ended up training legs on the Wednesday to give the upper body a little bit more time to recover. I trained back yesterday on the Friday, and today is shoulders instead of legs. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to be able to carb up on a shoulder workout because I'll have a big pre-workout meal, and then the rest of the day I'll just be recovering the shoulders. So it's a good opportunity to really fill them out because they normally land on a Thursday when I'm getting more and more depleted. So this will be the first time I'll go into shoulders really full and essentially carb up after the session as well to help them grow. So yeah, I'm excited for that. You will have seen in that video there that I had to run out and get some Weetabix. Jenny's having oats in her plan, but she's been macro fitting some of my Weetabix, so I don't blame her. It's really good, really good. But got the box of Weetabix, so crisis averted. Now, meal one today. Normally on a rest day, if I do 750 grams of carbs, I'll do 150 across 5 meals, so it's just even. Whereas today I want a big pre-workout meal, so I'm doing 175 pre, I'm doing 175 post. I have my intra-workout carbohydrates, which is 25 grams of carbs from cyclic dextrin. And then the rest of the day will be 125 for meals 3, 4 and 5. So it's going to be, big pre and post, still reasonably big, meals 3, 4 and 5, but just a little bit less because I want to have the pre and post workout carbs higher, obviously, just to really fuel up, given I train in the morning as well. I've only got one meal before I train, so yeah, quite an interesting day today. My day-to-day diet is pretty basic, as you saw in the last video, it's like turkey and sweet potato, oats and beef isolate. I still have my beef isolate, so 55 grams of that, 50 grams of protein, and I'll have that again post-workout as well, which I'll show you after the session. But in terms of the carbohydrates today, I've got 120 grams of banana, and then I've also got 11 Weetabix. I think that's a Weetabix PB for me. I don't think I've ever eaten that much. I could probably eat 20 right now. 11 is definitely a PB. And then with that, I've got 400 mils of unsweetened almond milk. So yeah, 50 grams of protein and 175 grams of carbs at meal one today. Right, just sitting outside the gym getting a pre-workout coffee in. Yes, I know I said I was just having coffee on rest days, not on training days, but I've had to switch that in the past week because yeah, prep is kicking in. So I'm gonna have coffee 4 days a week, and I'm gonna have 3 days decaf on rest days. It's a good natural fat burner. I want to take advantage of it, and I don't want to be coming into the gym and not being focused. My sessions aren't short. There's a lot of warming up for each exercise. I do a lot of shoulder warm-ups at the start because of old injuries. Yeah, I'm in here for a while. It takes 2, sometimes 3 hours. Typically 2, maybe 3 on leg day. That's a long time to be focused when you're on low calories and your body fat's low. So without any caffeine, yeah, some days you get 2 or 3 exercises in and you're just not able to really switch on for the sets. And I want to, and I need to, and it's an important phase of the prep now where I can't afford to let my performance dip. and caffeine helps with, you know, not just your mental performance but your physical performance, you know, better muscle contraction and stuff like that. So it's important for me that I, you know, have that ability to be really focused in the gym, so that's why I'll get that in. So I'll finish this off, really looking forward to this session, and I'll let you know how it went afterwards. Right, what a session that was. The connection, the contractions, everything felt unbelievable. I think when you get into this point in prep where your body is getting more and more depleted, it gets so much more efficient when you do give it that, you know, bump in carbs. I just felt like I had an abundance of ATP on certain sets where normally I might get stuck, and I just felt like I glided through it when I was starting to struggle. So really pleased about that. And then the connection on my side laterals, I felt as though the muscle was just firing so much better than it normally would. With that being said, more than ready for this post-workout meal. I've got 55 grams of beef isolate as always. I've got the 400 ml of almond milk again, and this time I've got 206 grams of Cocoa Pops. Again, bacon bowl as always, so 175 grams. Again, nice day outside, so I'm gonna go and enjoy this with Maggie, who I haven't yet introduced. So we got Maggie 3 weeks after moving into our new house, so we didn't even have much furniture, but we did get a dog, and yeah, it was life-changing. It's a funny story because we were gonna get Maggie. Jenny had a really busy schedule with like client shows, so we said to the guys, family that we got her from, you know, we're gonna have to leave it. But we decided, you know, no, we really want her, even though it wasn't the most convenient time of just moving into a new house. Jenny was working she was really busy, away every weekend that month. We decided, no, we'll get her, and yeah, it was probably the best decision we ever made. So she'll be glad to see me now because she's been in the kitchen on her own for quite a few hours while I've been away training. Unfortunately, the nature of prep is that I am in the gym twice a day. Jenny is as well, most days with fasted cardio. So yeah, we try and when we get back, really, you know, give her some quality time. Anyway, time to enjoy this, and I'll obviously show you the next meal. Right, so we need to get cooking this, but meal 3 is going to be 90 grams of gluten-free pasta, 225 grams of lean beef mince, 150 grams of low-fat dolmio, and then for a little bit of extra carbs after that, I've got 3 rice cakes and 47 grams of strawberry jam. Okay, so while that pasta's cooking, something I touched on the other week in the, not the last video, but the video before, was that I don't use sauces on my meals, so I don't have skinny syrups or light mayo and stuff like that in my diet, because I try and just keep it, the macronutrients that I consume in my diet and the calories that I get, I want them to be beneficial for my body. So for example, I'd rather have more chicken or more potato or more rice or more fruit, as opposed to adding in calories that are strictly for taste. However, on a refeed, you know, it's a good opportunity to give yourself something that's a little bit different, not only from a mental standpoint, but also from a digestive standpoint. If you go an entirety of a prep without exposing your body to different foods like wheat or even some sauces and stuff like that, at least on a refeed day. So by keeping little things in like this, you know, the dolmio, the low-fat bolognese, having that, and remember it's a measured amount, I have exactly 150 grams. It's not like I'm just having a takeaway where I don't know the exact protein, carbs and fats at that meal. You know, everything here is calculated to the gram, and I can guarantee that it is exactly 125 grams of carbs even with that included. The accuracy is still there, but it does serve as an opportunity to have something that tastes a little bit different. When you've just done 12 days of hard dieting, like I've just come off the back of, and then I've got another like 6 to 12 days of pushing after this refeed. You know, this serves as a little bit of a mental break. Not that I would crack and cheat anyway, but you know, if you can take your foot off the gas a little bit mentally for a day or two before you push again, then why not? Because I know I will get away with this. The alternative would be to have beef and a massive pile of rice and then blow my waist out. Whereas if I can get a little bit of carbohydrates from this, and then I can also get some carbohydrates from jam, it's actually going to serve my physique better, because I'm not going to be blowing my waist out with loads of rice or loads of pasta. So although I wouldn't have these foods in my day-to-day diet, they definitely serve a place when it comes to a refeed. Okay, there it is, meal free. 150 grams of low-fat bolognese, 90 grams of gluten-free pasta, 225 grams of 5% beef mince, 3 rice cakes, and 47 grams of strawberry jam. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this meal the most all day, and I'm repeating this meal for meal 4, so I won't bore you with that, but I will show you meal 5 later on. Okay, for the last meal today, I've got 125 grams of oats, 96 grams of banana, 50 grams of protein from the Trained by JP Performance Isolate banana caramel flavour. I very rarely have whey nowadays, so I'm really looking forward to this. Finally, I've got a marshmallow squares bar. So the whole meal here is 125 grams of carbs and 50 grams of protein, taking the daily total to 750 grams of carbs and 250 grams of protein. So yeah, I'll weigh in the morning, I'll see how I'm looking, and I'll report back with how I felt the refeed went and what my plan will be for tomorrow. Okay guys, so it's now Sunday, the day after the refeed. Woke up this morning 200 grams down. However, today being a rest day, I'm not going to expend as much energy as I did. Obviously with the shoulders and bicep session, I was depleting myself in the morning. So today, just a rest day, that should get the weight back up. You know, I want to go into next week a little bit heavier so that I have some, you know, fuel in reserve to really hit it hard Monday, Tuesday, and hopefully even benefit Thursday's session. So yeah, should feel good next week as long as I can get my weight up a little bit going into tomorrow. Today I'm also going to be running a little bit more fats. So this morning I've already had 2 meals. Meal 1 would have been eggs and egg whites. That's what I typically have on a rest day, but it had eggs and steak, and then I had cream of rice and fruit. 150 grams of carbs across 5 meals today, 750 total. And meal 2 and meal 5 I'll be having crunchy nuts, so just a fatter cereal compared to like Cocoa Pops, which are very, very low in fat comparatively. And then the other 2 meals I'll be having salmon with pasta, so again, more fats, just to try and hold on to those carbs a little bit longer, and also just to get a bit of extra calories in, as I typically eat pretty low fat, you know, egg whites and turkey. Obviously yesterday with the high day I had some 5% beef mince, so a little bit of fat, not a lot, but yeah, I do typically eat pretty low fat when I'm having like beef isolate shakes and, you know, turkey steaks and egg whites with just a few yolks. So yeah, today's going to be high fat, 750 grams of carbs, and a rest day. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how much I fill out tomorrow. I typically, when I do a rest day on 750 grams of carbs, I gain about 2 kilograms, and that gives me a nice boost going into the Monday and the Tuesday's workouts. Don't know if I'll gain that much because my body has been more depleted going into this carb up compared to previous weeks, but that's fine. If I gain a kilo, you know, it's still better than, you know, dropping when I don't want to. I know the goal is fat loss, but you do need to have these days where you back off and fill back out a little bit. So today the goal is really to fill out, and then I can hit it hard again as of next week. And I will be increasing my cardio by 5 minutes as of tomorrow, and I'll be reducing my food a little bit. I think I'm taking down 100 calories on a training day, and I think the same again on a rest day. So just a small drop in carbs. I think it's 25 grams of carbs from each day respectively. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to pushing. I know it is hard when you're lean and more depleted as the weeks go on, but you know, that's where the substantial progress comes into play. So that's where you really see your body change. Pretty much every 48 hours you're seeing, you know, new separation in the physique. So you are rewarded for that, even though it is harder. But yeah, very much enjoyed obviously documenting this refeed weekend, and let me know what you guys think and what you want to see next. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, really appreciate your support in the channel.